toward the metro. She'll be able to give us a look at the storm and follow it east. So there is the storm as viewed from Decatur up toward the Tanner area. The circulation area has crossed through Tanner, but stay in your storm shelter if you are in Tanner, because right over Lawson, we still are tracking a little hook echo feature, and this is from the original southern supercell that we were tracking. So we still have that going on, and that's going to be moving right back into Tanner. So Tanner, I would definitely stay in your storm shelter for a little while longer just to play it safe, because right back to your west, there's another area that is rotating. But the main supercell that has had the confirmed tornado warning on it now, moving over Powell Drive, moving over Morris Drive and Burr Green Gin. There's James Clemens High School. This is going to be crossing right over these areas. It's going to cross right over 72 in eastern Limestone County. This is going to be east here of French Mill in the next few minutes. So right in this general vicinity over Huntsville, Browns Ferry Road. Just got the latest scan, so that's right over Pete's Corner, French Mill, and Salem Corner right now. That's going to continue to move east through eastern Limestone County into Madison County. The actual rotation area is, and the large hail core is still present to the west. So where you're seeing that pink and that black, that's where we have a large hail core that is still occurring south and west of Athens right now. So it looks like we got another alert. Is that what you were about to tell me about?
Yeah, the Bucky's report coming out of the Athens area. Yeah,
so this must be for that core that I was just talking about. National Weather Service severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be in effect for destructive baseball-sized hail again. So we are looking now at the, so they're saying, we definitely have a tornado. This is a tornado emergency coming, guys. This is going to be a tornado emergency. This is a step up above. This is a confirmed tornado. I'm getting visual right now. Evidence of a large tornado in progress. Large tornado in progress. I'm getting visual pictures of this, and the tornado emergency is coming out for those of you in eastern Limestone County, in Madison County as well, Madison and Huntsville. If you are not already, you have to hear it in my voice. This is a tornado emergency. So this is a large tornado that has been confirmed now. This is east of I-65. This is going to be heading right into Madison. If you are listening to me right now, you need to take this storm seriously. You need to go to the lowest level of your home, away from windows. You're going to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You're going to go to your basement if you have one. Your above, below ground storm shelter. You're going to go to a closet, go to a bathroom, put a hard hat on, put a helmet on. You're going to protect yourself from flying debris. Okay? Flying debris is the #1 weather killer with the tornado. Okay, we definitely have a large tornado confirmed. I'm looking at our streams here from storm chasers around this area. This has been over Tanner, moving east. Tornado emergency is coming for this region, and this is because of this thunderstorm in eastern Limestone County right now. So this is going to be Limestone and Madison counties. They just said at 6:21 that they were likely going to issue the tornado emergency. So you have to take this storm seriously. We've got our cameras out and our storm hunters out, storm trackers out as well. They're going to be keeping a close eye on this, and we'll let you know. But I'm going to zoom in street level. Aaron, if you wouldn't mind just going ahead and getting a storm cone track out. Burr Green Gin, this is crossing road over Powell Road right now. This is going to be going into Rainbow, Stone Ridge, Nolan Hills, Madison, Toyota Field, Mid-City, UAH, Ardmore Estates, Old Monrovia, Huntsville International Airport. It's going to be tracking just to your north if you live around that area. I'm going to go ahead and put our shear rate here on it, and I'm also going to be tracking it from our wind velocity. This is going to be going right over 72 in Madison County. It's going to be going over 72 in East Limestone, in Limestone County as well. You're seeing double boxes because we have our storm spotters out. We have some massive wind associated with this right now. That's up to 70 miles per hour on one scan here on our Doppler radar. This is a serious situation. If you are listening to me right now, you need to make sure you are in the interior-most room of your home, away from windows. This is going to be going over Monrovia Middle School, Wall Highway Church, Providence, Chickasaw Estates, Mid-City, Ardmore Estates, UAH, Madison. You have to be in a storm shelter, and you have to go now. You're going to see here that we've got visual of the thunderstorm. We've had storm spotters showing a large tornado in progress. We've got a tornado emergency that has been issued now. This is because of catastrophic hail and a tornado damage threat. That is what we're looking at right now. So this tornado warning has been elevated. This is going to be confirmed tornado, large, destructive, near Madison, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So this is a damaging tornado that is occurring right now. Madison, get low and get low now. Above or below ground storm shelter. You've got to be in a closet or a bathroom, centermost part of your home away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible as this storm moves in. Madison, it's coming for you, and it's there within the next minute or so. Burgreen Gin, Crestview Estates, Indian Hills, Toyota Field, Mid-City, the Arsenal, downtown Huntsville. You need to be in a storm shelter. This is a tornado emergency. Again, we gave you the heads up earlier. This is a step above a tornado warning. This is the most severe of tornado warnings you can get. This means that a tornado is in progress and it is a damaging tornado. So this is the tornado emergency until 6:45. Tornado warning until 6:45, and of course we've had multiple areas that have been rotating with this thunderstorm. Aaron, it looks like you're on camera. Did you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I've got the storm cone that you asked for here.
Okay, so we've got the storm cone. Let Aaron go ahead and go through the times of arrival, please.
Yeah, here we go. Providence coming up at 6:38, so you've got a couple of minutes here to get in your place in Providence. Mid-City at 6:40, Davis Hills at 6:46, Huntsville 6:48, that's downtown Huntsville. Alabama A&M at 6:50, Moores Mill at 6:57, Doug Hill at 6:58, Ryland at 6:59. You need to be getting into your safe place right now in all of these communities as the storm tracks off towards the east. Danielle.
Thank you so much for that. Rolling Woods, Rainbow Gap Estates, Skyline Acres, Crestview Estates, Mose Chapel Road in Madison, Rolling Woods, Eastview Drive, Bridgefield Road, Dublin Circle. Again, I'm just going street level here. If you're in Madison Highlands, Chad Lane, Nancy Road, Skyland Road, Skyline Acres, Slaughter Road, I'm naming roads that are here in the path of this damaging tornado. Bridge Street, you need to make sure if you live in that area, you are seeking shelter from an immediate danger. Mid-City, UAH, downtown Huntsville, Rutledge Heights, Ardmore Estates, Canterbury, Calvary Hill, all of these areas in the Huntsville Metro are in the path of a tornado that is likely in progress right now. And we also have multiple areas that are rotating. It's not just this one, but this is where the strongest is. We're seeing that green and that maroon shaded color on there. That's where we have the rotation detector at its highest. But we have multiple areas right now. There's this one that's southwest of Tanner, this one right here over Madison. These are the two areas right now that are rotating, and the most immediate concern is the one that's in Madison right now. We've got a tornado emergency in effect for those of you in Stone Ridge, Rainbow Gap Estates, Creekwood, Mid-City. If you live in the Arsenal, if you live near the Space and Rocket Center, if you live on Bridge Street, if you live out toward Bridge Street rather, the Providence area, Calvary Hill, Hillendale, downtown Huntsville, Blossomwood, 5 Points, Chapman Heights, Moores Mill. If you live anywhere in the Huntsville Metro, now we do have the warning that continues for those of you in Meridianville. However, right now the circulation is going to pass just to your south. So here's Meridianville. It's going to continue to cross to the east, likely going to be coming right through downtown Huntsville. Aaron, and we're going to keep a close eye. We are located in downtown Huntsville. Our TV station is located in downtown Huntsville. So if we need to go to a shelter, we will go to a shelter, but we will keep our microphones on. So if you guys can hear me in the booth, just keep our microphones on. And if we have to head to a shelter, we'll do that, and we'll just talk everybody through it while it's happening, while we're in the shelter, okay? Just leave the radar map up on Links 1 and our audio up on our mics. 72 right here, you can see from Huntsville out toward University Drive, right along 72 out toward Limestone County. This is where it's going to be crossing right now. That's where the tornado is going to be crossing. So just did some street level for you, and Huntsville, you are also included. So this heavy rain shield is over Harvest and Tony. The circulation's just south of you. South of Athens is where we also have the heaviest of the hail core. But if you are just now tuning in and you've heard your phones going off, this is a tornado tornado emergency. So this is a step above a tornado warning. This means that a tornado has been in progress. It is a large tornado. I've been seeing visuals from our National Weather Service chat, and this is still on the ground and also producing damage. So this is moving through Madison right now. This is going to be moving into downtown Huntsville. It's going to be crossing right over or just close to 72. And if I go ahead and put our rotation detector back on, you're going to see this whole area is rotating. So we have multiple areas of rotation in this supercell thunderstorm as it continues to move off to the east. So right now, the most concerning part of this thunderstorm is going to be in this general vicinity where we have this hook echo. I just drew it. So right in this general vicinity is where we would likely still have a tornado occurring. So that's heading right into Madison. If you haven't sought shelter yet, you have to go now. Do not wait if you live in Mid-City or downtown Huntsville. If you live in South Huntsville over the Arsenal, Gate 9, you're seeing it there. Ryland, Henson Hills, you're going to likely be next as this storm continues to track off to the east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So just wanted to let you know about that for those of you that do live in Ryland. But yes, here we go. We've got Rolling Woods, Stone Ridge, Chickasaw Estates, Creekwood, Rainbow Gap Estates, tornado emergency. This is the step above a tornado warning. It means that this is a serious situation. There's been a damaging tornado. Tornado is in progress. It's been a larger tornado as it's been continuing to move off to the east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. It is in effect for eastern Lincoln County as well as western and central Madison County. The tornado warning is in effect for these areas. And we just got the latest scans going into Stone Ridge right now and Chickasaw Estates, Creekwood, and Indian Hills. That's where it's heading into right now. You're going to see that this is going to be crossing right over 255. This is going to be crossing right over UAH the way it's looking right now. So we're going to keep you posted if anything changes. But I'm just zooming out real quick because we have the purple blinking box that's turned into a pink box. And the pink box is representative on our map of a tornado emergency. And again, that is the serious of all warnings. So we have to take this and make sure that we are going to our above or below ground safe room and putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We do have a downtown Huntsville camera that's located right here on our studio. Aaron, if you get visual at any point, let me know because we'll be able to point the Montesano camera and the downtown Huntsville camera back to the west. If you see anything on Algo, certainly let me know as well. I want to zoom in and show some wind velocity here because we have some really powerful wind up around this area that I'm sampling, 65 to 68 mile per hour wind. So that's 70 mile per hour wind velocity that's being scanned here in this thunderstorm. And again, this is crossing right now a big area of rotation from Madison all the way to Old Monrovia, where Wall Highway Church is, and Monrovia Middle School. And if you're in these areas, you are still in the path of a tornado as well. So I know I've been mentioning Madison a lot, but we are getting multiple areas of rotation now, which means that this could be lifting north a little bit as it's tracking through Madison County now. The tornado emergency does include eastern Limestone County, but the worst of it right now is in Madison County. And we do have, like I said, a couple of areas of rotation that are occurring. We've got the one that's over Madison, and then just doing a quick sample here, we've got the one that is just to the north of Madison. And actually, if I were to just take a quick sample here, I mean, this is where it's going to be, right in this general vicinity right here. That's going to be where the tornado is. And those winds with this tornado are likely going to be at least 65 miles per hour. And this rotation detector is going to show it to you where we have it. So we've got multiple areas of rotation, but it's going to be in this general area right through here that I just drew where we would have a tornado that is occurring. And so this is going to be right over Monrovia Middle School, Wall Highway Church, Providence. I mentioned Providence earlier. Basically, everybody in the Huntsville Metro needs to be in a safe spot, whether that is underground or above ground safe room or your closet, your bathroom, lowest level interior room, hard hat, helmet on. Do all of that. If you don't, mattress and also a pillow. If you can put some pillows over your head, that's going to be making sure that you are protecting yourself from flying debris. So zooming in a little bit closer here, we've got Old Monrovia Road Northwest, the Providence area, Blake Bottom Road, Plummer Road, Highway 255, Roy Drive, Mid-City area. All of these areas are needing to be in that safe shelter at this time as this tornado circulation continues to cross over. And it's going to be very close to us here in downtown Huntsville. It's going to be very close to us here in downtown Huntsville. So we're going to have to keep a really close eye on this one as we speak. Just going to take a quick moment to check here. I don't see anything new other than we are continuing to keep this as a tornado emergency for the city of Huntsville, including those of you out at UAH, right along 255, out toward Madison, and also those of you that live in Moores Mill, Alabama A&M, up there near Normal. You're in your safe spot and staying there. You don't want to play around with this thunderstorm because it has had a history of being a large tornado. I haven't seen anything come in. Actually, as I'm saying that, I just looked, report of tornado now north of 72 near Jeff Road. North of 72 near Jeff Road. So, okay, so if we have Kayla at any point, just let us know and we'll get her in double boxes as well. So Jeff Road and 72, that's going to be where the tornado is occurring right now. And if we get Kayla, if we can get Kayla, you're out there right now. Tell everybody what you're seeing right now, where you're at, please.
Hi, Danielle. Yes, we are on Highway 72. We're just west of Madison. We're seeing a lot of rain out here and a little bit of wind as it picks up. Again, it's difficult to see very far from where we are. And you see on our shot right now that everything around us is rain wrapped. But again, I just noticed the wind pick up and we are just west of Madison right now.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kayla, for that. And let's get you back toward the east so you're not involved in all of that torrential rainfall. It's going to make it hard to see anything, and also just for you to stay safe. Thank you so much for that report. And again, we're taking a look here at our radar again because we have a rotating area that is still being picked up on our radar. There's a couple of spots right here that you're seeing, and the worst of it right now actually looks like it's passing north of Madison, north of 72. I mentioned Monrovia earlier in Providence, Old Monrovia, Monrovia Middle School, Providence, Wall Highway Church. I mentioned this area earlier. This is an area where there's likely a tornado that could be rain wrapped. Earlier, the circulation was over Madison as it was coming out of Lawson and Tanner earlier. Looks like it has tried to track more toward the north, and that's going to be going over areas that are here right along 255 headed up toward, let's say, Sparkman High School. So if you're going from the Ardmore Estates area all the way up toward 53 rather, toward Harvest and Tony, this is going to be where it's going to cross. So this is going to be 53 as you make your way from the Huntsville area all the way up toward the Harvest and Tony area. So that's where some of the strongest rotation is being shown right now on our velocity. And just taking a closer look here, 71 miles per hour, that's what we're up to here with this. And then our shear rate is going to show it to you right here. So this is going to be where the circulation is at its strongest. At this time, we're continuing with the tornado emergency for the Huntsville area near Highway 72 and Jeff Road. You can see here where we have that rotation right now that is being detected on our radar. So this is likely a rain-wrapped situation now, this tornado in progress in this area, Jeff Road and 72, and this is going to continue to move east with time. So I don't want you to let your guard down if you're in Madison or east on, let's say, if you're on live off of 565 heading toward the west, don't let your guard down in this area from downtown Huntsville out toward Madison. That's where the initial circulation was, but it looks like we've had one that's becoming even stronger now north of that area. So as I zoom in a little bit closer, this is going to be over Providence, Chickasaw Estates, Monrovia Middle School. I mentioned these areas earlier. There's 255, Highway 255 and Plummer Road, and then there's Greenbrier, Davis Hills, Ardmore Estates, Cedar Valley, Cherokee Hills, Brookhurst. These are zones, these are cities, these are areas, these are neighborhoods, communities that are going to be impacted by this tornado and the tornado emergency. So we'll keep a close eye on downtown Huntsville as well for any additional circulation or ramp up of the circulation. I know, Aaron, you've had our downtown Huntsville camera on. Is there anything that you can see right now as it's coming in?
I see that lowering off in the distance here with our downtown Huntsville camera. We're looking back toward towards like Memorial Parkway and up towards out towards the north and west, out towards the Madison area where we're seeing this area of rotation. Let's take links 2 full for just a second here, and I'll show you just that lowering there. You can see it off in the distance, the hills off in the distance. Just look above those. That's where you're seeing that lowering. Every report we've gotten, including one from our own Jessica Camuto, who saw that tornado go across close to where she lives out in Madison, it was rain wrapped. So you're not going to be able to visually see this thing most likely as it is pushing on through likely north of the Huntsville area here in the next couple of minutes. So this is what we're looking at from a distance from the storm here, is that that lowering there that would be associated with that area where there could potentially be a tornado. It's been really hard today to see anything visually just because of really low cloud ceilings and also all the rainfall that has been associated with these storms, especially in those areas where we're going to be looking for those areas of rotation. Danielle.
Thank you for that. And you'll see here that the rotation area that is the strongest is crossing 255 right now. It's going to head into Greenbrier, Parkwood Estates, Cherry Creek, Ardmore Estates. If you live in this general vicinity, Plummer Road, Stringfield Road Northwest, this is going to be the area where this is going to cross Mae Jemison High School. That's going to be where this storm is crossing. Brookhurst, Lakewood. This is going to be the rotation area that is the strongest right now as we just take a look at our rotation detector. Now it is moving into downtown Huntsville. We are located off of Church and Holmes Street. I don't see an immediate danger staff at the moment as this looks like possibly worst of it is going to be just to our north and our west. But if anything changes, I'll let you know. But you'll see here the shear rate, which is our rotation detector, is going to show it going right over 255 right now over Plummer Road, Parkwood Estates, Maston Lake Road. If you live in this area, Blake Bottom Road, Burgess Lane, Northwest, Old Stringfield Road, Northwest, Greenbrier, Rolling Meadows, Oakwood Road, Northwest, Ardmore Estates. These areas are where we have the rotation right now that you'll need to seek shelter.
Our viewers are looking at double box there. That's Jordan Lane of the storm there. So.
All right, Jordan Lane in the boxes right now on your screen. And the radar, we're going to keep up with the tornado emergency polygon. Tornado warning continues until 6:45. It does include us here in Huntsville, and it does include Meridianville and Henson Hills and Ryland, Madison. You are still in the path. If you are in Tanner, you are still in a warning, but the circulation is well to your east now. Same thing in Athens. So you can come out of your storm shelter because at the moment we do not have that tornado circulation anymore. So this is focused more now on downtown Huntsville, South Huntsville, North Huntsville, all the way up toward Meridianville, Hazel Green areas. This is the metro region, west on 72 as you make your way all the way out. And that camera looks really bad right now, that downtown Huntsville camera. It's coming in right now. I'm off camera because I'm analyzing a little bit of radar data and just to see where we have the worst of the weather, which is likely going to be just northwest of Huntsville, just to the northwest of Huntsville. That's where the rotation area is the strongest right now, and I'm just co-locating everything. This is going to be rain wrapped. This is earlier today, we were able to see some of the structures on these thunderstorms. You're going to see here that the wind is still up around 72 miles per hour, and this is going to be crossing right through right over 255, right over Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Highway near Cedar Valley in La Jolla and Cherokee Hills and Brookhurst. I mentioned Blake Bottom Road Northwest earlier, and I'm going to put the radar back on here for you. Sometimes it makes it hard to see the streets. That's why I step off camera, because the streets are hard to see from a distance on the chroma wall. So we've got a lot of these cities here. Just need to make sure that you are seeking shelter from this tornado situation that we've got going on. And we've got this worst of the wind that's actually moving through Cedar Valley right now, moving through Meadow Hills. And then there's Alabama A&M, so up in Normal, and this is where we've got some of the worst of it. We are also getting damage reports coming in of trees and lines down at Mooresville Road near Greenbrier Parkway. So that's the latest that we have from Limestone County. It looks like we have another box up on the screen.
That one's from Whitney. That's okay. On 565 heading eastbound near Toyota Field in the Madison area. Okay,
so that's what we have going on right there with our Storm Hunter 19 out. Wanted to let you know that Cedar Valley is what we have with the strongest of the wind and where our rotation signature is the strongest. And this is likely going to be rain wrapped. So taking a look here at this, and if we can go ahead and go back to radar. There we go. It makes it easier to see. We've got multiple areas that are rotating. I've mentioned this a couple of times, but some of the strongest has been up around that Cedar Valley area. The original circulation went from Tanner Lawson through Madison and then just kind of tracked more toward the east, but we still are watching the Madison area, watching over Gate 9 at the Arsenal over there, Marshall Space Flight Center, because we do have several areas that are still rotating within this thunderstorm. And it looks like we did just take a power hit here at the station. Remember, we have a lot of lightning that is occurring within this thunderstorm and a potential tornado.
Hey
and
guys,
it looks like we are back up now.
I'm sticking with you guys. I think something happened to camera 4, Danielle, so I'm not exactly sure what's happened there, but we are continuing with our tornado emergency here. Danielle, it looks like there may be an area of rotation coming through the Huntsville area right now. We're going to toss to you.
All right, thank you so much. So we have another warning going off right now. So this is going to be a tornado warning that is in effect for northwestern Jackson County and central Madison County. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado located over the University of Alabama in Huntsville, moving east at 30. So moving east at 30. And this is going to be a tornado warning. The tornado damage threat is considerable. So that's what we have going on right now. This is damaging tornado. This is emergency management confirmed tornado. Again, over UAH, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. So we just got the latest update. This warning is now in effect until 7:30. So I'm going to zoom in here and we're going to take a closer look. And we've been mentioning a couple of areas of rotation. We've been tracking the one over Cedar Valley. We were tracking the one that was moving through Madison. This is over UAH, Russell Hill, Hillview Acres, Ardmore Estates, Huntsville, downtown, Longwood. This is an area that needs to make sure that you are in the safest spot possible with this damaging tornado. So this is going to be a confirmed tornado warning in effect for Mid-City, UAH, Huntsville still. And we've been tracking this thing for a long time now, and it's been a damaging tornado. And now we have the confirmed tornado warning on this. There's a couple of different areas that have been rotating. And if we just zoom in here to this area where we have UAH and Hillendale and downtown Huntsville and Calvary Hill, Milton Frank Stadium and Mayfair, 5 Points and Blossomwood here in downtown Huntsville. This is the area that we need to be watching really closely because we have had the report of the tornado here located over UAH moving toward the east with time at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Just taking a closer look here at our rotation detector, and this is the kind of day it's been. We've had supercell structures where at first you can see the wall cloud, the lowering, and then there are times where they just start getting rain wrapped, and that's the situation we're in right now, where we have multiple areas of rotation. I was talking about Cedar Valley, Monrovia over there earlier, and Providence. Well, now we've got this one that's back over the UAH area out toward Gate 9, where we're seeing that that's where we have the tornado that could be occurring. We've got the confirmed tornado warning that is in effect right now. Taking our look at our radar right now. So this is going to be right over this area. This is going to cross right toward downtown Huntsville. And now yet again, we're going to have to keep a close eye on this as we're in downtown Huntsville and see if this thing pulses up and it gets even stronger, then we're going to need to take shelter here at the TV station. I do want to point out that there is still a lot of wind with this system. So if you are not getting a tornado, you could be getting rather some very powerful wind right now, and that's over about 65 to 70 miles per hour right up the Parkway, and that's going to head into Henson Hill. So just a heads up there that's also going to be crossing into your area. So that's Alabama A&M right around Normal. If you live in the Moores Mill area, so you're talking about the Parkway, Winchester Road, that whole area is going to be in Meridian. That whole area is going to be where we have some very powerful wind. And look at that, we just got the latest scan. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is some really powerful wind that is occurring within this thunderstorm. And just a heads up, this is still a tornado warning. I mean, this wind is up around 75 miles per hour right now as it moves through this part of the Huntsville Metro. So if you live up around around Alabama A&M, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter from this storm too, if you haven't already. And I know I keep saying that, and I say it often, you need to seek shelter because sometimes when we are in these tornado warning polygons, it might take us a few moments to react. So we want to make sure that you in Jackson County are listening to us. You are likely going to be experiencing this thunderstorm as well. Creekwood, it's a hail core over you. That hail core is going to be coming right over Bridge Street right now. Anyone in the Huntsville Metro still needs to be in a safe spot. If you're over around UAH, that's where the tornado is occurring right now. But I'll tell you what, we've got some powerful wind over Alabama A&M right now. Look at that. That is 75-mile-per-hour winds that are being reported off the Doppler radar. So we're going to continue with this thunderstorm. The tornado warning is in effect. Let's see here. The tornado warning is in effect for for northeast Alabama, those of you in northwestern Jackson County, those of you in central Madison County, and that is because of the UAH storm moving east at 30. And Aaron, if you want to get that storm cone out, we'll track that from a distance for everybody out ahead of it. But those of you at downtown Huntsville, UAH, all the way up the Parkway toward Alabama A&M, you need to seek that shelter still. You need to be there. Don't wait to go if you live in Jackson County. And if you live in the Huntsville Metro, don't come out yet until we give you the all clear, because this thunderstorm is still tracking through and still has had a history of producing tornadoes. Sometimes those tornadoes recycle. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. And we're in an environment where we've got a lot of wind shear. So we're likely going to be dealing with these thunderstorms for a long time. Aaron looks like he's got the storm cone up, so we'll go ahead and send it over to him.
Yeah, here's the latest storm cone on this right now, and we're going to put it in Huntsville at 6:55, so 5 minutes. Alabama A&M at 6:59. Doug Hill at 7:05. Ryland coming up at 7:06. Brownsboro at 7:09. Buckhorn at 7:14, and Pleasant Groves at 7:31. So go ahead and get to your safe place. Hey, guys in the back, can we get links to full screen so everybody can see their communities up here on the map here? So these are the times of arrival as the storm pushes across the Huntsville area and into northeast Madison County. Ryland, Hinton Hills, Moontown, Buckhorn, Killingsworth Cove. Everybody get to your safe place right now.
All right, thank you so much for that, Aaron. We are looking at this hail core over Bridge Street right now. This tornado is likely going to be crossing right into downtown Huntsville here in just a few minutes. And those of us that live on the Parkway North, that's where we have some intense wind. And then on the Parkway South, as you make your way out toward Westbury, that's where we're going to be tracking the potential for the tornado as well. I just wanted to do a quick sample here. We've got 70, 77, 78. So we're talking about 80-mile-per-hour winds that just blasted through those of you, those areas that live here along, let's say, Alabama A&M, Edmonton Heights, Edgemont, Colonial Hills, and those of you that live in Chase. If you live in Moores Mill, you are in your safe spot. So this is crossing right over Chapman Mountain up toward Moores Mill. If you're familiar with this area, Moores Mill Road in Winchester, you're going to need to make sure that you are seeking shelter from this potential danger that we have, this tornado that is occurring here within this area. And Aaron, I'm not seeing anything directly on our radar over Huntsville downtown that makes me think that we need to be in a shelter at the moment.
Okay.
The velocity image does not look very strong to me. It looks like it's the strongest over Henson Hills right now.
Yeah.
So we'll stay with it here in the studio and just let everybody know. So Edmonton Heights, Alabama A&M, Colonial Hills, East Ridge, Chapman Heights, 5 Points, Huntsville, Longwood, Montesano area. If you live in this area, you're still in a storm shelter. You don't want to come out yet. We've got multiple areas of rotation. And I know you're probably thinking, Danielle, this has been really hard today because there's been so many things you're telling us and there's a lot of tracks and things going on. But the one supercell thunderstorm that we have right now is moving through Huntsville, except for we have this severe thunderstorm warning. And if you are just joining us for coverage in Morgan County, you still are in a severe thunderstorm warning from northern Morgan County. You probably had your phones going off wondering what was going on. But we're going to focus in on this tornado warning that is confirmed. We did have a tornado emergency. The hail core over UAH going to be heading over toward Milton Frank Stadium, downtown Huntsville, Blossomwood, 5 Points, and Montesano, Longwood. That's where the hail core is going to be, and that's where we're likely going to be tracking the potential tornado tornado as well. And there's several areas of rotation, Aaron. I'm still seeing it. We still got a really powerful wind signature up here around Henson Hills and Ashland. So if you live here, you'll definitely need to make sure that you're seeking a shelter. And that's because of the threat of the wind. The wind, just taking a couple of samples here, is up around 75 miles per hour. Our camera is going nuts here in downtown Huntsville. But if you live here, there's Moores Mill Road and Winchester Road. If you go down far enough on Winchester Road, you're going to run into Homer Nance, and you're going to run into the Publix and the Walmart and the Zaxby's. All of that area is where I'm seeing the strongest wind right now going over. So if you know what I'm talking about, you've got the Walmart up there. There's the Tropical Smoothie Cafe right there on Winchester Road. This whole area is where we've got very powerful wind that is going through right now. But again, this whole tornado warning circulation is going through downtown Huntsville and north. And then also to the south, there is an area of rotation just to the west and south of Westbury. That's going to continue to lift up toward the north and east with time.
Okay.
I believe that I got cut off again because we just took another power hit. So Aaron, I'll let you do it for just a moment.
Okay, so we're going to continue with this tornado warning here across the Huntsville area. And this is going to be the tornado warning that's moving through downtown Huntsville right now and then over towards the Henson Hills, Ryland. This is the getting towards the parts of areas that would be considered New Market. You may have a New Market address south of the Buckhorn area on Winchester. So very strong winds coming through right now. Are we good? Are you okay? All right. So just
what we're hearing right now, if you guys can take me. What we are hearing right now is the hail core. Do we have camera 4 back? That is some powerful wind right now. That is some powerful wind right now. That's also a large hail core. Okay, that is a large hail core that is hitting downtown Huntsville right now. So the reason I've had to step off and on camera is because we're taking power hits with the camera. So right here, downtown Huntsville, we've got the powerful wind right now that is occurring. We are located off of Church and Holmes Street. This is the hail core that could be up around 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. This is falling right in downtown Huntsville right now. So if you live in downtown Huntsville, you are experiencing a large hail core right now, as you're seeing here, moving into the downtown Huntsville area, Longwood, Blossomwood, 5 Points, and Church Street and Holmes is where we're located. Okay. So this is where our large hail core is falling, and this is going to be continuing to move over places like where we are in downtown Huntsville, Eustis Avenue, Eccles Avenue, McClung Avenue, Locust Avenue, 5 Points area here in downtown Huntsville. And we can take our camera here in Huntsville, and this is what it looks like right now. I mean, it's 6:56. It's not even sunset yet, and you can barely see outside here in downtown Huntsville because of just how bad that rain is coming down. We do have a tornado warning that has been in effect, but I do want to mention here, do we have camera 4 back up, guys? Okay, yeah, we do. So I'm back up again. I'm going to be going back and forth as we take power hits. We have ping pong ball size hail at Huntsville High School being reported. What we are taking here are power hits, okay? We've got a lot of lightning with this thunderstorm. I just showed you the downtown Huntsville view, and we have a hail core that is likely hitting the TV station right now. So we've got the very heavy wind, and we've got the hail core where the hail could be alone up around 2 inches in diameter because I can just see it here on the radar. And anybody that is still listening to us that live in the Huntsville Metro, I still want you in a storm shelter until we can get through this thing together. This is going to be moving into Montesano. If you live on Montesano, you're going to be experiencing this very large hail core. This is likely going to be 2 inches, possibly greater, and it's over Longwood as well here in downtown Huntsville. Just moved through downtown in 5 Points. It's over Longwood and east now, moving east toward the Montesano area. And yes, we're experiencing, of course, the torrential rain, the blinding rain, the heavy hail, the lightning. It's all going on at once. And on top of that, we have a tornado warning. So wanted to let you know that the area of rotation is very broad. I don't even really see it very much across the downtown Huntsville area. That is why we are not seeking shelter, and we're still able to provide you updates because of that reason. Because of course, if the rotation was tight, I would have everybody in a shelter, but I'm not seeing that over downtown Huntsville. But what I am seeing is a very powerful wind signature that is still showing up near Henson Hills. I've been pointing this out, and we've got a rotation detector on there right now so that you can see that in the green and the maroon shaded color. And so this is likely a rain-wrapped situation where you're not going to be able to see the tornado anymore. Cloud decks are very low at this point, but we've got the heaviest of the hail core moving east out of downtown Huntsville, and we've got the potential tornado that's occurring that's likely going to be near Ryland or just north of there. We did have it going through a couple of different areas, rotation areas. We did have it going through the campus of UAH. We talked about that, and there's been definitely a lot of things to analyze on the radar tonight, but what is really standing out to me, and Aaron, you can chime in if you want, is going to be this area right here south of Ryland, and then also this wind signature east of Henson Hills is going to be up around 70 to 75 miles per hour, I think. Are you seeing similar things here?
Very similar here, Danielle, and I'm just going to get a storm track on this.
Sure.
This is moving off to the northeast at about 35, and I'll just track this out here. That's going to put it in Moontown at 702, Ryland at 703, Maysville at 706, and Holly Tree at 723, Princeton at 726, and Skyline at 737 as that area of rotation there starts to cross over US 72 between Ryland and Gurley. That is where we are seeing that area of rotation where there is likely a tornado passing over between Ryland and Gurley between US 72 east. So get ready for those areas, those communities to be impacted.
Thank you so much, Aaron. And you're looking live here at our Montesano camera as well, because this is where we have the large hail core that is occurring and the blinding rain. This is our tower. This camera is located on top of our tower on top of Montesano. So that's what you're looking at right now. And I'll turn it back here to our radar. It's obviously going to be really hard to see anything, but I wanted to just give you the view because this right over Williams and B Road, Williams and Broad Drive, that is, we have the hail core, and it's right over Montesano right now. It's going to head right over Doug Hill and Doug Hill Road. And so this, where we have the black and the purple, that's where we actually have the big hail, and that's going to be going right over Doug Hill. It's going to be going right over Moontown, and eventually passing likely near and south of Brownsboro. And Aaron just gave you the times of arrival for your city, where we're seeing some of that rotation area, and that's going to be moving right into Brownsboro and Moontown and Maysville and Ryland. So if you're listening to us right now, you can see here that this is the zone that we are the most concerned with. It's going to be near Brownsboro and Moontown right now, crossing through these areas, lifting up toward the east with time, and you'll see north of Maysville, we also have the area of really powerful wind. So again, if you're getting wind, it could be either circulating like a tornado or it could be straight line wind damage. We've got both threats out there today. I'm going to step off really quickly and grab the clicker. So just north of Maysville is where we have the high wind signature, but we have right over Moontown, between Moontown and Brownsboro, that's the area of circulation that I'm seeing right now that could be trying to tighten up back in this area. And by tight again, I mean we're figure skater wrapping our arms in and we're spinning super fast. That's the tight rotation that we're seeing on radar. All right, looks like we got a new tornado warning. Does this just come down?
This is a brand new tornado warning. Storm back towards Priceville,
Yes.
and it has been rotating here between Decatur and Priceville and is tracking off towards the east. This is South Huntsville now in this warning, so down towards Lacey Springs and northern portions of Morgan County.
All right, so Aaron, let's do this. Let me go ahead and I'll do this one up here. If you want to go ahead and draw a storm track on that southern one that was just issued, and we'll throw it back to you here in a second, because like he said, that's going to be going into South Huntsville, and it's going to be going into Lacey Spring, Triana, Owens Crossroads, New Hope. That's a new tornado warning that just came down. Aaron's going to get the very latest on that. Zooming in a little bit closer, if you're over Moontown, I just brought this up, Moontown and Brownsboro, you're still in your safe place. Killingsworth Cove, Maysville, Gurley, McMullen Cove. These are all areas that still have to be in a storm shelter. We still have a tornado that is occurring likely right around Moontown and Brownsboro. This is where the hail is the strongest. It's been going through Montesano, been going through Doug Hill, the hail core, going through the Moontown area, and it does look like we could be seeing an increase in the wind signature with this that would show us where we would have a potential tornado. And just doing a sample here, it looks like it just crossed through those areas I mentioned. So as we get radar updates, and you'll see here, this is the area where the red and the green is coming together, where we could have that tornado that is still occurring here, so that's east of Brownsboro, and if I were to co-locate that with our rotation detector, it is very close. So it's going to be east of Brownsboro now, heading toward Killingsworth Cove. That's where we have our new signature with this thunderstorm. So you'll want to make sure that you are taking this storm seriously. And then as I go ahead and put our rain back on there, I'm going to take this off for a brief moment, and then I'm going to zoom out because I believe that that is going to be our new hook. And it looks like that's going to be our new hook echo. So hook echo is where the part of the rotation is. It's going to be right in this area. So right in this area, right over 72, just near and north of Gurley. This is where the tornado would be crossing right now. And if you live in this area, you're still in a safe spot. Huntsville downtown, give it just a few more moments. Downtown Huntsville, that is, give it a few more moments before you come out of your safe spot. Aaron, do you have the track up for the southern one yet?
Yes, I do.
All right, so Aaron, go ahead and take a look at that one.
Okay, so from the area of rotation, which is near Priceville right now, tracking this southern storm out across Madison County. This is going to put it in Lacey Spring at 7:14. This is going to put it at Gate 3 at 7:22. Ditto Landing at 7:23. Grissom High School at 7:24. Doug Hill, some of these places we've had up here already. Doug Hill at 7:33, Moontown at 7:36, and Gurley at 7:40. So that is the southernmost storm that is now rotating, that is now producing a tornado down to just to the east of Priceville, right around the Priceville area. Right now, that is where we're seeing this area of rotation heading towards the Lacey Spring area.
All right. Thank you, Aaron, for that. And this thunderstorm is starting to tighten back up. I'm seeing here between Ryland and Gurley, right along 72. This is going to be moving right into Jackson County, but eastern Madison County, you still need to make sure you're in your safe spot from this storm. I'm going to go ahead and put a storm track on this one, and I'm going to track it from the rotation area as it moves off to the northeast. Gurley at 7:07, Killingsworth Cove at 7:07, Holly Tree 7:20, Pleasant Grove 7:24, Skyline at 7:34, Crow Mountain at 7:46. So we just got our scan here, and it's crossing right through Gurley right now, crossing right over 72, and you'll see that's going to be in far eastern Madison County. That's where this thunderstorm is occurring. That is a possible tornado. And this will continue here, let's see, until it's 7:05 right now. We've got about 25 minutes left on this one as it tracks into western Jackson County. Those of you in Holly Tree and Princeton and Pleasant Groves, again, you'll need to be in a safe spot. And then if you live here in Killingsworth Cove, I mentioned this area earlier, you're still in your tornado shelter. And I do want to take a closer look here, and that's exactly where we are seeing the rotation. And in fact, it is a lot tighter now in this area. So this is going to be where the tornado is occurring right now. It's going to be occurring right in this general vicinity, okay? This is going to be near and north of Gurley, this is going to be north of 72. It's going to be north of downtown Gurley. That's where the tornado is occurring. And I'm saying that it's occurring because I can tell now based on my velocity. And we just had a photo sent in from Huntsville of a tornado. So that's your confirmation here that we did have a tornado in Huntsville. Let's just show you this really quick because I've got it circulation and I've got it circled where you're seeing that peach and that pink color right next to that green. That is where we have the tornado that's likely still occurring. So that's north of Gurley. And if I go ahead and we just got the latest scan, that's getting even tighter, put our shear rate on it, and there it is. It's all co-located, okay? So it's all showing us where we have that tornado that is still confirmed. This is rain wrapped. You are not going to be able to see this. You still need to be in your lower level away from windows with your hard hat and your bike helmet on, or a pillow or a mattress if you don't have those. Put that over your head. This is going to be heading right into Princeton and Holly Tree, and it's going to be very close to, if not going just over or north of Pleasant Groves. So this is the zone right now that we are on guard for a tornado that does look like it could be still occurring. I've got our debris detector on. I'm not seeing anything at the moment that says that we've got debris that is occurring with this, but we do have the rotation that is showing up even stronger on our wind velocity. And while I'm doing this one, Aaron, if you see anything on that southern one, let me know. that's tighter. So Aaron's going to keep a close eye on that other one that we have that's down across, that's going to be moving into South Huntsville and parts of Morgan County. So he's going to keep a close eye on that one. While he's doing that, I do want to zoom back in because this is a pretty tight signature that's moving into Killingsworth Cove right now in Acuff Road. So if you live in this area, still in your safe spot. I'm going to step off camera just so I can see the roads better. Acuff Road, Killingsworth Cove Road, County Road 401, County Road 10, County Road 1, Salty Bottom Road. This whole area in general, seek shelter if you have not already. Now this is going to cross right over Killingsworth Cove Road. I just mentioned that. If you live in this area, this is where the tornado would be crossing right now. And this is going to be crossing through Jackson County. So some of the strongest of the wind, 75 miles per hour. So this tornado circulation is at least producing 75. And then if I just sample the other part, we have to sample both sides of it in a rotational couplet. That's going to be 85, 95, 105. This wind could be possibly, I'm not saying a guarantee, but based off the Doppler, this could be a 100, at least 100 mile per hour wind that is occurring here with this thunderstorm. So there it is. We just got the latest scan. Let me go ahead and recircle it. So there it is right there. That's going to be crossing right through eastern Madison County. It's going to be into western Jackson County here. It just crossed Killingsworth Cove, and it's going to be very close to County Road 401 and County Road 10 in Jackson County. Holly Tree, you're in your safe spot. Alabama Highway 65, and if you're just north of Garth over County Road 10, that's where that tornado circulation is going to cross. And then if I just go ahead and put that back on, you're going to see it right there. That's that maroon shaded color. That's where our rotation detector, that's where it is right now, like I've just mentioned. And it's going to be rain wrapped because it's going to be right in there somewhere. So you're not going to be able to see it. Aaron, do we have, okay, I'm looking at here, we do not have any camera in that path of that storm right now. How's this one looking here on the southern side?
Okay, I've got a rotation detector up watching this one because the rotation detector is going up here just to the south and west of Triana. And this is tracking off towards the east. So right along the river here between Triana and Lacey's Spring, that is where we're watching this secondary tornado. And this one is moving to the east. So we're going to be watching this storm very closely as it continues to track off towards the east. That rotation detector going back up for us here across the area. So definitely watching that as we go through the next several minutes here. So keeping an eye on this as it will likely be tracking close to the South Huntsville area, close to the river area as we go over the next several minutes. So everybody that's in the red flashing polygon here in South Huntsville, this is South Huntsville around Gate 1 to Gate 3 down to Redstone Road, Owens Crossroads, New Hope. Everybody needs to be in their safe place as the storm continues to push off to the east.
All right, thank you so much for that. And we are taking a closer look here at our chat. They're going to be bumping up the tornado warning to a considerable tag, and that is for the rotation north of Gurley. That was the one that I was talking about before we threw to Aaron for the second tornado warning that we're on right now. So that's the new information. I was mentioning this earlier, so let's go ahead and go back to this area. It is rain wrapped. You're not going to be able to see it here today, but it's going to be heading right toward Holly Tree, and this is going to be an area of rotation right there. It's crossing the county lines right now. You'll see the peach and the green shaded color right there. That's where we have the rotational signature. And there's the shear rate. And look at that. That's the first time today that I've actually seen it go up to the yellow, which is extreme. That is likely why we are going to be bumping up the tornado warning to the considerable tag, meaning that it's a very serious situation and that you need to make sure that you are in your safe place if you haven't been there already. So we're going to take a closer look at this as this moves into Holly Tree. This is moving into Jackson County right now. Those of you on Alabama Highway 65 and County Road 12 in Holly Tree need to be in a storm shelter above or below ground safe room. You're going to be in your closet or your bathtub, your bathroom. Just put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This has been the signature we've been tracking through Huntsville and tracking now into Jackson County, and it's been really pronounced over the last couple of scans. We'll take a closer look here at our radar in motion. And I'm going to expand it out a little bit, and you're going to see the progression of this thing as it tracked over UAH and continued to move over between Ryland and Gurley over 72. It really started to strengthen in this area is where we initially saw it strengthen again. As it was moving through downtown Huntsville, it had gotten a lot weaker, which is why we were able to stay here on the TV with you. But this is where it's at right now. It's going to be heading right into Holly Tree. So that's our rotation detector showing you right now that this is going to be heading into Holly Tree. So we've got the continuous tornado warning. This is going to be for the tornado that was located. This is from earlier that we were tracking, the debris signature being seen north of Gurley. So we'll go ahead and put that back on there. We were taking a closer look at that earlier, and there it is. I mean, there it is right there. That is a debris signature. And you're going to see here right now, when we go ahead and put this on, I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of different scans just to verify this. And here, put our velocity here on it, and there it is. That is a confirmed tornado. That is a confirmed tornado now heading right into Holly Tree. If you were listening to us in Holly Tree, you need to take this storm seriously. We do have a debris signature showing up. This is southwest of Holly Tree, but heading your way. So this is going to be a signature that is on radar right now. You see the couplet, peach and green right next to each other. That is our velocity or our wind product showing us wind speed and direction. Taking it here on our shear rate, there it is. Look at the legend, extreme rotation showing up, and we do have it on our debris tracker. Here's our debris tracker. That is a debris ball. That is debris that is being likely lofted thousands of feet up into the air by this tornado that is in progress. So we do have a tornado that is likely tracking right into Holly Tree right now. So this is going to be a tornado that is throwing debris in the air. We are able to see it here. This is the same one I was tracking that went through Killingsworth Cove. I was letting you know that that rotation was getting even stronger in that area. And we now have a confirmed tornado because we can actually see the tornado debris signature here on this thunderstorm. This is moving toward Holly Tree right now. There's Alabama 65. There is our debris detector right there. And it's all co-located with all of our other products. So here's our reflectivity. It's going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to be able to see it. I mentioned County Road 10 earlier. There it is. It's going to cross into Holly Tree and Alabama Highway 65. And if we were to take a closer look here at our velocity, it's still in the white circle. There it is. The red and the green right next to each other. That's our velocity signature. And then we'll do our shear rate, which is our rotation detector. Everything is lining up for the bad, not for the good. This is definitely a serious situation. If you live in Holly Tree, you need to take this storm seriously. If you have not already heeded the weather message to get into an interior room, closet, bathroom, okay? Above, below ground shelter, that could be underground, or maybe you have an above ground safe room. You want to go there. This is going to head right into your area. Aaron, are you seeing anything else on the other storm?
I'm just watching multiple areas of rotation near Huntsville International Airport and Triana, but it's broad right now. So I'll let you get back to the big storm you're tracking right now, Danielle.
All right, thank you so much. And I'll be interested to know if they go tornado emergency at some point, because this is going to be heading right into Holly Tree and it's producing damage just based on this debris signature that I'm seeing. So we'll see if they upgrade us. Right now we are in a confirmed tornado warning, but I would imagine that if we continue with this debris signature that we are seeing, I would imagine that they would up this to a tornado emergency for Holly Tree, but we'll see what they decide here at the National Weather Service. But County Road 12, here's County Road 4. There's the latest scan on the debris signature. It's not quite of a dropout or the deeper blue shaded color, if you will, that we were seeing earlier, which just could mean that it's not necessarily as strong. It's not lofting the debris as high up into the air, but it's still occurring. We still have debris that is being lofted into the air. So we still have a tornado that's likely in progress heading right into Holly Tree right now. So right over Holly Tree and Alabama Highway 65, near and north and east of County Road 10 in this area, we were able to show you here on News 19 that debris signature. And we do have numerous thunderstorms that are rotating. We're going to keep a close eye on everything for you. Aaron's been tracking the one here to the south in South Huntsville. And you said that you're not seeing anything tight with that one just yet?
I see a couple different areas of rotation rotation
Okay.
here. And so it's like all these storms we've had tonight, Danielle, where there's like a rotation here, a rotation there. And
bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
There's not been anything like definitive.
Okay, so nothing definitive in the one that's straddling the Morgan County line with Madison County, but still you'll make sure that you're seeking a shelter. You're still in a tornado warning there in Morgan County and South Huntsville. Again, Aaron's keeping a close eye on that one. We'll take it back up here into eastern Madison County and Jackson County, where we've still got a large hail core over 72 in Gurley. But the most concerning part of this thunderstorm is actually where we have the signature for the tornado that is in progress. And we were also showing you here that the shear rate was showing us where we had the tornado, and then of course the debris tracker right over that same area. So what we look for is the debris tracker to show some of that brighter blue shaded color. So I'm going to zoom in really quick here for you on our wind velocity, and it's going to be it's actually, there's a couple of areas that are rotating again. There's this one over Little Nashville that's rotating, but this is the one that we were showing that had the debris signature with it, heading into Holly Tree right now. It's going to be for this area right through here. It's going to head right into Holly Tree. So that's the one that I was seeing that was rotating, that's rain wrapped. Again, you're not going to be able to see it. That's the one that still has the extreme rotation on it. Let's see if we still have our debris signature. We still have a debris signature with this one that's heading into Holly Tree. So this is likely still a tornado in progress. We do potentially have yet another area of rotation out toward Little Nashville in Trenton. So we will keep a close eye there along County Road 20 in that area, just to let you know. But we just gave you the early heads up. If you haven't already sought shelter in Holly Tree, we're going to keep a close eye on that one, because eventually that could head into Skyline. Downtown Huntsville, we are currently not in a tornado warning anymore, but we are in a severe thunderstorm warning, likely for this thunderstorm that is south of Harvest. You're in a severe thunderstorm warning. And if you have been in a severe thunderstorm warning, it's because of those damaging winds. That's been a big threat today, and also the large hail. But we hope that you're heeding the weather message when you get that alert on your phone. We are not able to cover every single thunderstorm that is not tornadic at this time, because we have several situations going on where we have tornadoes. So as soon as we're able to, we will get you caught up on thunderstorms that are not tornadic. But right now we still are tracking this one. This one's going into Lacey Spring right now in Johnson Landing. This is right over the county lines here of Madison and Morgan counties. This is going to head right into Ditto Landing on the current path, and then Farley and South Huntsville. Just expanded the view a little bit to show you here that we still are seeing a lot of heavy rain with this, and then the Hook Echo is coming into Lacey Spring. And Aaron, again, will keep a close eye on that one for you as that continues to move off to the east. We have several areas there that are in that storm that are rotating as well. And then we have this one up here that is still confirmed that's moving through Hollywood in Jackson County. So looks like we have had, of course, the debris detected north of Gurley. Can you ask them, Aaron, now that it's gone away, I wonder if they're going to even do the tornado emergency. But I'd be interested to know, since we had the debris signature, whether or not they were going to go with that tornado emergency for Holly Tree. So if you would check in on that, just you know, based on the debris signature that we were seeing earlier. Well, let's put this into play mode right now here. Remember, our National Weather Service in Huntsville issues the warnings for us. We'll take a closer look here. So this is the radar as it was moving through Madison and into Jackson counties, and I'm going to put our debris signature on it as we're doing that, and you're going to be able to see how it all evolved. So it went from near Ryland all the way up toward Holly Tree, and that's about where it is right now, is heading into Holly Tree as we speak. So I'm going to step off the screen, because then I can animate time by time here, frame by frame, and we'll zoom back here about an hour ago. And if we just step it back just a little bit, it was east of Ryland. Right there is where we initially saw the debris. This again is at 7:09. There's the first symbol of debris. And then we go forward in time, it gets bigger, it gets bigger. There's the debris signature again. Now we're seeing the darker blues. That means it's lofted tens of thousands of feet up. And then we continue with the debris signature heading into Holly Tree, which means there is still likely a tornado in progress heading into Holly Tree right now. Alabama 65, County Road 12, and County Road 4, and County Road 312 in this area. You need to be in your storm shelter immediately. All right, Aaron, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you for a brief moment. You can do a storm track on that southern storm for us,
Yeah,
please.
there are multiple storms here that are rotating here, and that's kind of what we expected today as we were going to get.
And they just...
You wanted to go back to the tornado emergency
I was
now?
just going to say that they just issued the tornado confirmed there in Jackson County. So just wanted to let you guys know that we have the tornado warning for DeKalb County now. That's going to be the northern tip of DeKalb County, as well as that part of Jackson County that you're seeing in the purple box. And they issued the downstream radar confirmed tornado warning for that. So that's going to continue to move through Jackson County. So this is the one that I was just talking about in eastern Madison County, Jackson County, continuing. So they've elected to go with the confirmed tornado warning, not a tornado emergency, but a tornado warning that's been confirmed. That's going to be from Scottsboro north all the way into northeastern Jackson County and the northern tip of DeKalb County to give you a lot of heads up in Stevenson and Bridgeport. And those of you in Eider, just again, watch that storm closely. All right, Aaron, take it away with that storm there down to the south.
Yeah, so continue to watch the storm again. I'm not seeing as much in our rotation detector here, but it's going to be around the Lacey Springs area and then moving across 231 there north of Morgan City. And we'll take this in a little bit tighter here and we'll get a track on this one. And it's moving off to the east at about 35 miles an hour. So this general area, broad rotation at around 35, I think it's about 35 to 45 miles an hour if the last time I checked. So we'll take it out 45 miles an hour. Lacey Spring at 732, and then Ditto Landing at 734, Owens Crossroads at 742, Woodville at 756, Pleasant Groves at 803. Tornado warning for your communities you'll be down the line of this as it comes through here over the next several minutes. So this is the southernmost tornado warning as we go through the next several minutes here on this particular storm. Danielle.
All right, thank you, Aaron, for that. I'm going to focus in on this one. We have multiple areas that are rotating now in Jackson County. We have the one that was going through Holly Tree, and we have one that's now southeast of Holly Tree. I'm going to step off and grab my clicker, analyzing this off camera as Aaron was going through that southern storm. And I want to show you here what I'm talking about because we have two areas that are rotating. We have this one right here now. Aaron, look at this. So we've got this one right here. Let me draw the pencil. Okay, so we have this one that's now south of Skyline, and then this is the original one that was going through Holly Tree. So we have a couple of different areas right now that are rotating, and if I put the reflectivity back on, this is all rain wrapped. I mean, look at this. It's just involved in this heavy rain right now. And that's what we mean by rain wrapped, is you can't see it. The tornado is just encompassed in this heavy rain. So it's just like this big wall of water, and you're just never going to see the tornado. But I've circled here the areas where we actually have two rotations that are showing up now. We only had the one that was moving through Holly Tree. That's now east of your area. And now we've got this one that's showing up here that's to the south and east. So I've gone ahead and taken the velocity product, which shows us wind speed and direction, wind moving away and toward a radar site, and gives us an idea of that rotational couplet. That is actually a tight couplet right there. And then we have this couplet right here. Let's see our debris detector and see if we've still got, and this one, look, this one's got debris detector, debris showing up on it. So we likely have a tornado in progress now as well, that it's gonna be south of Skyline. So this is a tool that allows us right over Wilkins Drive and Pace Drive in Alabama Highway 79. This just came up. This just pulsed up, this area of rotation. So I don't want you to think that this is something that's been happening for a while now. This is an area, a tornado that likely just happened, and now we're seeing the debris here. So there's Letcher. This is northeast of Letcher, south of Skyline. That's going to go over Maynard Cove. There's Tupelo. You just saw it. Maynard Cove, you're going to be next for this one that's going through Jackson County. So there's our rain on it again. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Again, this is a confirmed tornado warning polygon because we have multiple areas of rotation, and we're going to show them to you here. There's actually the one west of Skyline, the one south of Skyline. I just showed you the debris detector, and look at it. I mean, this is the kind of day we're in now, where we have the whole rain-wrapped situation. And there's south of Skyline I was pointing out. There's west. That's the one that just moved through Holly Tree. So we've got multiple areas of rotation that are tracking off to the east right now. So it does look like they allowed part of the tornado warning to expire, Aaron. If you want to touch base on that real quick for the southern, looks like the Looks like maybe they trimmed back something possibly.
I think that's the warning for northern Madison County.
Okay.
So I think they're going to allow that to expire at 7:30. Because I do want to get back to the southern storm. Oh, thank you. You've got my links box up. Still seeing some rotation here south of Farley on 231, and that could be a tightening couplet there as that moves off towards the Owens Crossroads area. So Owens Crossroads, be in your safe place as we are still under a tornado warning here for this southern portion of Madison County and northern Morgan County. This is north of Morgan City, south of Farley, and then moving towards the east, and that's moving to the east at around 35 miles an hour. I want to look at one other thing here. Our shear rate, it's not really going up very much as like we've seen in the other bigger storms, but there's still something there, and so definitely take your tornado precautions. And it keeps ticking up there a little bit every now and then, so keep on guard as this is going to continue to push off towards the east. Danielle.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm seeing what you're seeing here. Looks like it could be starting to tighten up between Ditto Landing and Norton and Hobbs Island. So in that general vicinity, and like the wind velocity out here is really strong as well. So you'll see right around 65 miles per hour is what our radar is scanning. So like Aaron said, that's going to be heading right into Owens Crossroads. There's Oscar Webster Road southeast, and then there's Shawnee Road southeast, Joel Drive, Rock Spring Road, and Hill Road, Old Big Cove Road, Ed Spears Road, Piney Woods Road, Lyons Road, and West Carpenter Road. Elon, these are areas that are in the path of a rotation area where, again, a tornado could occur at any minute. We are still in a tornado warning there in Madison County, in southern Madison County, until 7:30. Let's check back in on the debris signatures that we were seeing up here in Jackson County. And again, if you're not hearing us talk about your city or your neighborhood, it's likely a good thing. It means that we're not seeing or we're not tracking any tornado imminent for your area. And we're going to, me and Aaron are bouncing back and forth the best we can here between the two different storms that are tornado warned. So we've got up around this area, we've got a couple of different rotational areas, and I'm going to check in with these. And I'm off camera because I want to go ahead and kind of look back in time here by about an hour so I can see.
I just want to pass on a report from a viewer getting reports that houses are completely destroyed in Killingsworth Cove.
Oh, that was the tornado circulation that had the debris signature with it that we're tracking. Okay, wow. Thank you for that report, and that's sad news tonight. Hopefully there aren't any injuries or fatalities.
Danielle, we're multiple storms back towards Decatur are starting to rotate again, just things to keep eyes on as we go through the evening.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, so over Holly Tree and to the east of Holly Tree, that's where we had the tornado signature. We just had the other one that went south of Skyline. That's continuing to move off to the east. And yes, we still have these areas rotating. This one that's heading into Skyline, the one southeast of Skyline's moving east. So if you live in this area, we just got the latest scan. Looks like it's broadened out a little bit over Skyline, but to the south and east, we still have a rotational signature. So just a heads up if you live in this part of Jackson County that you need to seek a shelter right now. As Aaron said, we have been tracking multiple thunderstorms that have been rotating today. Let's take a closer look here at some of them. We've got the one that's over Huntsville right now, over Meridianville. That's also rotating again, but no tornado warning. The one over Decatur, also rotating, but no tornado warning, nothing imminent that we're seeing. The strongest that I'm seeing is actually heading into Owens Crossroads. And again, if you're joining us there south and east of Skyline, you are still under the threat of a tornado. There's likely a tornado that is still in progress southeast of Skyline, moving east, northeast with time. So if you are listening to me and you live over there, just a heads up. But here we go in southern Madison County because this thing is showing an increase in the wind velocity over Ditto Landing up to 75 miles per hour. It's going to cross right into Owens Crossroads, right over 431 in this area. And Aaron, how fast is this storm moving? Was this moving at 30 as well, or 40?
That one's moving at 45.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this one's moving at 45. Let's go ahead and just do another storm track for those folks that live near this area. And this is moving toward the east.
I'm moving east at 30. So
Okay.
it has slowed down a little bit.
Okay, so the southern one is moving east at 30 now. All right, so this is going to be moving right into Owens Crossroads. Let me get a good storm track on this for you guys. And we just got a latest scan anyway, so let's go ahead and do this toward Owens Crossroads. Slowing down a little bit, moving east at 30. So Owens Crossroads at 742. So within the next 10 minutes, those of you that live in Jackson County, we got a new tornado warning that looks like it was just issued, Aaron. So we got a new tornado warning.
That's the one for Is that the one for southern Madison County?
Let's see here.
Yeah, that would be the one for southern Madison County.
Is that the one that I was just tracking?
Yes. So what happened is it looks like either the warning expired or they just needed to reissue the warning for that one.
Okay, yeah, so it looks like they reissued it. So tornado warning now for northwestern Marshall County. That's the one that we were just tracking there in southern Madison County right now. The hook echo, so the right here, this hook echo feature moving in Owens Crossroads, again, within the next 5 to 10 minutes, all right? So Owens Crossroads, get to your safe spot. This is gonna be, again, a tornado that is possibly occurring. It's actually, what's interesting is the warning that came down said it's located near Morgan City, which would be a little bit more east. So I wonder if there's another circulation area, but we're definitely seeing it over just to the west of Owens Crossroads as well. So there could be a couple of different areas that are rotating at this time. Yeah.
Exactly what I'm seeing, Danielle. I'm
Yeah.
seeing a couple areas of rotation here along the river, but the biggest one, like you said, Owens Crossroads, New Hope, that is the area that is going to be definitely the one that we're going to be most concerned with here.
Yeah, we still are tracking this this storm that is near Skyline. This is the one that had the debris signature with it, and that one is going to be continuing toward Fackler and then eventually toward Stevenson, right out near Crow Mountain. So if you're with us there, this is the area that we're tracking out in this region. We're just bouncing back and forth now. We've got multiple tornado warnings. So we've got this one here that's southeast of Skyline. That's over Maynard Cove, over Kyles and Carnes. This is going to be where it's heading, Carnes, and then it's going to be near and north of Fackler, and then eventually out towards Stevenson. So if you live in these zones, these areas, these cities, these neighborhoods, County Road 39, County Road 55, County Road 42 over Carnes or Kyles, County Road 32, County Road 39 said those. Rash, Stevenson, Pinder Hill, these are areas that we've got in the path of a tornado, and we've had a debris signature with those thunderstorms too. So we need to keep a close eye on those. We do have another, we have the southernmost storm that Aaron's been tracking. We'll go ahead and get to that one over Hobbs Island and Norton and Burroughs. And then there are Owens Crossroads as well. And, you know, the National Weather Service was showing us that this storm was over Morgan City. It's north of Morgan City, east of Lacey Spring right now. This is going to be a tornado warning that is going to be for the storm moving east at 30 miles per hour. So this one right here is going to be moving toward Owens Crossroads and then crossing 431 between Owens Crossroads and New Hope. So this is a tornado warning that is in Madison County right now, and it does include the tip of northern Morgan County. So that is because of the Lacey Spring area that we had earlier. So here's the hook echo. Go ahead and sample this one. So until 8 p.m. for Morgan County and Madison County, this is the hook echo. We just got that latest scan. This is south of Farley. There's Owens Crossroads. So it's right in here that we're seeing where we have the rotational area right now. And if this changes and we start to see a ramp up in this, then that would be a really bad situation, of course, because it's going to be moving into, I mean, it's already been a bad situation all day, really, for a lot of us. But this is going to be a bad situation if it tightens up, is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to keep a close eye on this one. It's not a confirmed tornado warning yet. It is just a tornado warning, but it's going to be heading right over 431. In just a few minutes, okay? I let you know earlier around 42 after, it was gonna be in Owens Crossroads. The heaviest of the rain is in Owens Crossroads, by the way, and the hail, but the rotation signature is to the south and west. Rotation signature to the south and west of Owens Crossroads. I'm gonna go ahead and scan our CC, which is our debris detector. It's gotta co-locate, it's gotta match with everything else on the radar. And right now, it's a little muddled, but there is still possibly something trying to wrap up here near Owens Crossroads. So if you're listening to us in Owens Crossroads, you're still in your tornado safe spot right now. As we zoom in a little bit closer here, that wind is still very strong over Rock Spring Road and over Joel Road, west of Owens Crossroads. It's going to be moving in shortly. So you've got just a few more minutes, and look at that. I mean, that scan of wind is very strong right now. Just taking a sample here of our wind that's out in this area. We've got wind that's at least up to 70 miles per hour. I just did a couple of quick scans, 65, 70 miles per hour. So if you are not seeing a tornado, you're going to be seeing damaging straight line winds moving through this area. Again, heading right into Owens Crossroads here. All right, just wanted to check off camera with the National Weather Service chat, and I don't have any confirmation for Owens Crossroads, which of course is great news for now, but we still have to be taking this storm seriously as it is showing the rotation, and we do have a big wind signature with that thunderstorm in Owens Crossroads. All right, let's take you back here to north of Hollywood for a moment, because I do want to let you know the latest on this one. This is the storm I was talking about that was moving through Kiles and County Road 32 in Carnes heading into Fackler. It's still showing a rotation right there south of Carnes that's going to be moving into Fackler and north of Fackler. There's County Road 45. You're going to see right through this area is where the rotation is right here. It's going to be moving right toward your area right now. So that's where I have the rotation showing up right now. And we're going to go ahead and take a closer look here. Let me get my product back on here, and we'll do a couple of different scans of different things going on. That's the velocity. Let's take a look at our shear rate, our rotation detector. It's all within this area, and then there's the reflectivity. So it's really going to be going right into Fackler right now, just based on the wind signature that I'm seeing. This whole area, though, is producing very powerful wind, but we're definitely seeing something that's moving into Fackler right now. So make sure that you are still in your safe spot if you have not gotten there already. You want to make sure you're doing it now. Ida, you are still in a confirmed tornado warning. We'll keep you posted on the evolution of this thunderstorm. Right now, if you're in Scottsboro, you're also in a confirmed tornado warning, but I will say some of the worst of it is just to the north of your area. All right, taking a closer look here in Madison County, we have a couple of different storms that are rotating. We'll zoom out just real quickly. I want to see what else is going on here. Do we have anything out in the Franklin County and Lawrence County? We do have some weather that's as well out in Franklin County. That's going through Limestone, Madison. We have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, but again, we have 2 tornado circulations that are happening. A couple of different areas are rotating, a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere tonight. We've got this one that is northeast of Huntsville that's rotating. Look at this one on 72. That's also rotating. This one that just passed through Decatur now rotating. So all of these at any point could produce a tornado warning. So I want to give you a heads up that if you live in Huntsville, if you live anywhere in the Huntsville metro, Madison, Huntsville, up north the Parkway, south the Parkway, South Huntsville, North Huntsville, just be weather aware for a little while longer. We're going to get you through it. We have multiple areas that are rotating within the thunderstorm. The 2 tornado warnings we're tracking right now are the one that's going into Owens Crossroads, and then the other one that's going through Jackson County right now. Aaron, is there anything can you do a storm cone for us for the, let's go ahead and do a storm cone.
Storm cone on that southern storm. It is moving off
I'm going to step off for a moment while you do that.
East at 30 miles an hour, so it's not moving very quickly, but we will track it off from the area of rotation here in Owens Crossroads at about 30 miles an hour. East-northeast a little bit, and we'll take it to 30 miles an hour here. That'll put it in Woodville at 7:59. That'll put it over towards Goose Pond Colony at 8:21 and Langstown at 8:22. So go ahead and be in your safe place here as this storm continues to track off towards the east as it moves towards the Woodville area and is in the Owens Crossroads area. I'm jumping back and forth between a couple of things here, just looking at our shear rate. Still, the strongest shear rate with this particular storm is near the Owens Crossroads area. So that is where we are seeing the strongest shear rate with that. So a couple of different things going on with these storms across the area. We're just making sure that we are staying on top of all the different storms that are ongoing across the Tennessee Valley this Tuesday evening. Danielle, what's the latest that you're looking at?
All right, so I've got the lightning turned back on because we've got a lot of that, of course, going on and showing where that is still a big threat out there tonight is going to be that cloud to ground lightning. So we have all of that turned back on so you can just see how intense these thunderstorms are today for us. And a lot of times when we analyze the radar, we do take the lightning off. So let me step off and grab this clicker back. And you're going to see here that the thunderstorms are dangerous because they are producing not only a lot of lightning, but also that threat of tornadoes. And then on top of that, we've had the large hail out there, 2.5 inches at some points. And then of course the tornadoes. So this is a very messy situation that we're getting ourselves into now because it's dark. And you're not going to be able to, you weren't really able to see a lot earlier, but you're really not going to be able to see anything now. So if you live in Woodville, you're heeding that weather message, you're still in your safe spot. If you're in Owens Crossroads, I know we've been saying it a lot, but Owens Crossroads to New Hope, this is the area that is rotating that we need to make sure that we are seeking shelter for. If you are in Pisgah, circulation is likely going to track to your north, and same thing in Scottsboro for this thunderstorm that's been moving through Skyline and Hollywood. So just a closer look here. The last thing I showed you was Fackler that was likely seeing that area of rotation. So let's check in on this one. And we are still seeing it right up here now north of Fackler. We've got where the strongest couplet is, which is going to be right here. So this could be tightening up a little bit more for us north of Fackler as it moves towards Stevenson. Stevenson, I know I gave you the heads up a few moments ago because I remember saying it, but north of Fackler, that's where you're going to want to make sure that you are in that above or below ground storm shelter. Maybe you're just now tuning into the television and you're hearing us for the first time. You want to go to that above or below ground safe room, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You're going to protect yourself from flying debris. And if you have a mattress or a pillow, you can go put that on your head, hard hat, helmet. And then also if you live in a building that's multi-level, you want to get to the lowest level of your home away from windows, because that could be your neighbors. You know, go down to the lowest level, because our tornado winds, they pick up as you go up in altitude a little bit. So that's why we always want you to go low, and why you sometimes hear people say lay flat in a ditch, because you want to get as low to the ground as possible. But this thunderstorm rotation is likely going to be crossing right over County Road 155 and 45 in Jackson County. It's going to be headed into Pender Hill and Stevenson. So that's what I'm seeing right now. It's just near and north of Fackler is where the rotation area is right now at its strongest in this part of Jackson County. So that's the latest information I have there. Still continuing with the tornado warning over Owens Crossroads, and that's going to be lifting up toward Woodville. So let's take a closer look here again at this one. You'll see here that we do have Cedar Point and Poplar Ridge in the path of a potential tornado. This is a tornado warning for Jackson County, and it does include those of you in Madison County until 8 p.m. So we still have at least 15 minutes to go for a tornado warning in this area. So Owens Crossroads, we have the strongest of the wind that's just blown through that area. Taking a closer look here at that peach shaded color, that's the strongest of the wind that is likely crossing 431 right now in Owens Crossroads, and also tracking toward the east toward Poplar Ridge and Cedar Point. This is the wrap up in the what we call the reflectivity product, which is where it shows the rain. Where the rain is heaviest is in the area in red, and then where we see it wrap around right through here, that's what we really have to watch out for. That's what we call the hook echo on a supercell thunderstorm. So that's what we're going to be watching for really closely to see if anything tightens up with that signature. Meanwhile, we've got a thunderstorm that's rotating that's over Lacey Spring again, and we have another area of rotation that's showing up south and west of Madison. That's this one right here. And then we also have a thunderstorm that's ongoing across Huntsville, where we are in a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45. And again, if you haven't heard us mention your county road, your street, your city, your neighborhood, the odds are that you're not in an immediate danger, at least, of a tornado. And often you're getting these alerts on your phone, your NOAA weather radio,